Alrighty. So this morning, talking about partly your responsibility. Okay. So when you're a baby, mom and dad take care of everything because you don't know how to take care of yourself, right? So slowly as you grow up, what happens? Oh, Miss Candice, right behind you. You're walking in front of the camera. So you got to take up what? Little more responsibility, right? So a little more as you grow up, little more, a little more, right? So sometimes what happens is mom and dad, there's the special bond between you and them, right? So sometimes they don't want you to feel the uh, unpleasantness of life. So what happens is they'll block it or they'll do it for you. You understand? So it's part of your responsibility to what? Accept those challenges of life. And we got to what? Accept little more as you go. Does that make sense? So a lot of times, if you don't experience it, is it going to benefit you when you become an adult? Right? So you got to think about benefit, and also there's going to be opposite of the benefit, right? So whatever you're learning from the moment you were born to when you leave the house, 18 could be going to college or a little bit later, right? We have to set up the foundation of your building, right? It's not mom and daddy's building, it's your building, right? So is it strong enough to withstand the life pressures? Did you learn things that's going to benefit you when you become an adult, right? Sometimes, yes, it's unpleasant for you to feel that pain, but is it going to be catastrophic? Then, of course, the parents should intervene to help. But we have to gauge the scale as to, is it going to be bad such a way that they can handle it and move on? Sometimes we don't want kids to fail, right? But sometimes they might need to fail to rebound, to understand. It's better to make the mistake before you leave the house. Because as you get older, when you become your own person, adult, the failure now is going to be costly. It could be catastrophic. Maybe you made a mistake early in life and you learn from it. You don't want that. Compared to later on in life, it might not be that bad. It might be life learning lessons for you that you don't want that kind of mistake, right? So also it's part of you growing up, be able to communicate. When you're a baby, you communicate through what? Crying, temper tantrums. And then as you get a little older, your communication's got to be what? Speaking. And then as you get a little older, middle school, high school, you got to talk a little more what? Calmly. It's getting too emotional. So you're growing up. You got to be able to communicate. Be able to express your ideas, your aspirations in proper manner so they can understand where you're coming from, where you're headed. You have to game plan as what you want to do. But if you talk in a baby manner, they don't want to hear it because you talk in a manner that is too underneath your age. So as you get older, middle school, high school, you got to start communicating properly, calmly, expression. That's what your aspiration is, what you're thinking, so mom and dad knows where you're headed. So without that game plan, mom and dad is going to be confused. So you don't want to put them in a limbo. When you put them in a limbo, then they're going to panic. So they're going to react certain way, overreact certain way, underreact certain way, because you're not communicating. So you have to communicate. You have to do due diligence as to how you're going to build that house of yours so it can withstand life pressures, right? And then you got to show them, I know how to fix it in case this size breaks down or something happens. I know how to fix it. Now you're leaving the house with a confidence. Mom and daddy going to have confidence when you leave the house. Are they going to worry? Absolutely. Mom and daddy always going to be mom and dad. That's not going to change. But they have reassurance from you that you know how to do it. But that comes from what? How you communicate, how you step up, how you take up responsibility, right? And then, of course, by you saying it right, they're going to give you a little more what? They're going to give you a little more release, right? You take care of it, okay? Is there going to be mistakes that's going to be making? Possibly, right? But we learn from the mistake. When you make a mistake, we're not to fix it. When you did something good, we're not to promote that, right? But when you don't make any mistake, now we're a little limbo, right? How are you going to handle mistake when you become adult? We don't know because you didn't make any mistake. Now, there's a warning sign goes up, right? When there's no mistake, if there's a mistake, how are you going to handle it? Are you going to panic? Are you going to not panic? Are you going to be devastated that you're just going to shut everything down, right? So mistake sometimes is good because then we know how to adjust. You know how to adjust. You know how to fix, what to fix. And that while you're going through life, you know how to make that adjustment, right? So it's your job to communicate as you get older, taking more responsibility. Instead of pushing it away, you have to accept it, right? And then as a parent, you have to what? Give them a chance to see how they do. And they have to see when they make a mistake. Hey, we all made a mistake. We're all teenagers once. We all high school once. We got in trouble from our parents before, right? So by making the mistake, oh, this is how you fix it, right? So you got to learn these things. And then you have to communicate it properly so you can handle life without who? Mom and dad. When you move out, when you have your own career, maybe you live far away. You have to solve the riddle. If you can't, what do? There's a telephone. Before you make the decision, you get your advisors and you get your advice. And then decision will be yours. Does that make sense? Right? So we have to put the stepping stones to make you become adult who's not afraid of making mistake. In order to do that, you also have responsibility in what? Communicating properly to your parents without getting emotional. When you get emotional, and then when they get involved, then your parents not going to listen to you because you're acting beneath your age, right? So gradually, you say, Mom and Dad, when you have 10 minutes, I'd love to talk to you. Don't just barge in, I want to talk now. You don't know what's going on. So you got to give them a chance to what? Do what they got to do, save a time for you. And you cannot just get upset if they don't give you the time right away. You don't know what's going on in their life. You understand? So this right there, number 5. What's number 5? Seek to understand. That is so important, right? Got to understand one another. My parents got to understand their kids. Kids got to understand their parents. Seek to understand, to be understood. So high school, you got wings now. You're going to be driving, right? You're now more responsible, right? Now we have to what? Ropes coming out faster. When you're baby, ropes very stingy. Little at a time. And then elementary school, it comes out a little more. Middle school, it comes out a little faster. Now high school is what? We're unloading. You got to unload. How did you prepare your child to take on the responsibility of the world? Do you set them up properly so they can handle any situation? Do they know what to do? Do they know how to get proper help for themselves? Right? It's unloading. When college happens, you don't come home as much. Oh, mom and dad, I'm going to spring break with my friends. I'm not going to be home. Or summer, I'm going to the intern, so I'm not going to be home. These things are going to happen. And then after they graduate college or after you take school, now they got to think about what? Where do I want to live? Where's my job taking me? Now, there's no rope to be given. Now, they got their own agenda they need to work on, right? You got your own agenda you need to achieve. You got to set up your family, your life, your household the way you learned it, and then you're probably going to tweak it. I don't like this way. I like this way from what I learned from my parents, what I learned from the school, my friends, how they had life. So you're creating your own ideas to what kind of household that you want to have, right? So little failure here and there is okay. It's not the end of the world, right? So when I went to elementary school, my parents are gone. They're not home. They're working, you know. I got to wake up with the alarm clock, 5th grade, got to go to school. Middle school, no difference. Parents are gone working. It's up to me. Get out with the alarm clock, got to catch that bus. I don't catch that bus, it's a long walk to school. If I don't go to that school, I'm not going to get educated. If I don't go to the school, my parents are going to get a phone call. They're not going to be happy, right? You got to make the decision, right? Mom, Dad, I woke up late. Can you give me a ride? One time may be understandable. Mom, Dad, I woke up late. I need the alarm. Can you give me a ride? Mom, Dad, I didn't get up on time. Can you give me a ride? No, you walk. You see? He's getting a little comfortable now. Now he's getting, oh, I don't have to get up. It's early. Mom and Dad going to give me a ride. So you lean on him. Is it going to benefit you? Is it better that you pay the price and you learn from your mistake? Boss, my car broke down. Won't be coming to work today. Boss, I went out a little too late last night with my buddies at work. I don't feel good. I don't feel like coming to work. I'm not coming to work today. Okay? Always think about what? Seek to understand, to be understood. If you were in the reverse position, you're the boss. How are you going to accept that? Would it be okay with you? Is your company going to survive? Right? You got to be in other person's shoes. Without knowing that, you're not going to understand. And then what's going to happen is blame game starts. Right? My teacher once said, when you point one finger, 3 point back at you. You're 3 times more responsible for that action. Right? So it's you who's got to improve you. Right? It's a perfect example is NFL draft. Right? They work hard to be drafted what? Number one. Right? It's guaranteed. Guarantee you're going to get the most money. Guarantee you're going to what? Get hired. Everybody understand? So how are you making yourself into what? Number one draft. Make sense? So how are you every day communicating with mom and dad, taking more what? Responsibility. When mom and daddy ask you something, are you accepting what they give you? Or are you rejecting? Why you always make me do this? I gotta play my video game. You mess with my video game. Really? Okay. Play the video game. Fail that score, repeat the grade over again. Right? Is it gonna be fun? You with kids 1 year younger, all your friends moved on. What are you gonna do about it? Are you going to work harder to catch up or even surpass? Are you going to, oh, whatever? What are you going to do? What is your goal? What do you want? Are you getting closer every day to get your dream? You understand? So, to not accept mistake or some of the minor failure you have, right? Do not take it negatively. Maybe it's a good thing it happened when you're at home. Maybe it's a good thing it happened when mom and daddy's there to what? Help you. So you don't make that one when you have your own household. You understand? So think about that. Okay? So if you're getting up with mom and daddy waking you up, if you can, set up the alarm, get up on your own. Can you start this on your own? Can you take in the responsibility to step up? Right? You got a project due, right? Can you start on time instead of waiting till the last minute and then you turn in at the last minute and you panic mom and dad? Mom, dad, projects due tomorrow. I need this supplies. I guess you're going to fail today, right? Maybe then failing that one time is going to set up good thing rest of the life. Maybe you help this one time is going to create what? More leaning on mom and dad more. Oh, mom and dad, last time they helped, so let me do another trick, right? I told you about the story of a donkey. Donkey got a heavy load. He got a salt on his back. Hot summer days, when, oh my gosh. And then somehow the donkey fell in the water. And what happened to the salt when he falls in the water? Oh God, check this out. Oh, it's light. I love this. Next trip, he's hauling cotton. Oh, so heavy, so hot. Oh, salt, water. Last time, no wait. What happened to cotton when he falls in the water? Oh gosh. It's not the same as the last time. Oh, I'm going to never fall again. Right? Communication. Right, guys? Few talking. Communication, yes? Yes, sir. I can't hear. Communication. Yes, a little louder, please. Communication. Yes, that shows your conviction. What is it? When said loud and confident, it shows you conviction. Right? Mom and daddy give you a task, you say, okay. Now mom and daddy's thinking, are they going to really do it? I don't know. You're creating a doubt. Oh, yes, mom, I take care of it. That, I take care of it. It's good, it's done. Are they going to have the hesitation in their thinking? No. You created that. Whatever situation in your parents' mindset, your friend's mindset, teacher's mindset, you're creating it by how you answer. Do you want to put a doubt in their mind? Oh, yeah, I'll do it. Or you want to create no doubt? Oh, absolutely, I'll take care of it. Choice is yours. You create your reality. You understand? All righty.